Kurt Angle, Tape Face, Ahmed Johnson, and the Jetsons have in common?
Time periods?
Better than what I had. I had nothing. Just kind of like this intro. Welcome to the midweek wrap-up.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about NXT.
Lucha Underground, but that's second.
We're going to talk about NXT first. Both shows had some very just simple stuff going on. Not a whole lot of... not a whole lot going on.
I'll recap the first 5 minutes of NXT by saying Samoa Joe was not a dick, and then Samoa Joe was a dick.
Yeah. I like the way they did this segment where it seemed very much like Joe was starting to
see the error of his ways.
Yeah, he was trying to repent for all the terrible things he'd done leading up to winning the championship from Finn Balor, and then the time that he was the champion, saying that he was what was the word that he used? He was a disgrace. And
sometimes you lose track of what you become when you're so focused on something.
Yeah, and so he says, I want to say something to Shinsuke's face, and I'm not going anywhere until he comes out here.
And he did.
Yay. So Shinsuke comes out, and Joe says, hey, everything that I said about you leading up to the match is still true. I believed every word of it. But I also said that you were an unworthy challenger and an unworthy champion, and you've proved me wrong in both of these facets. But I want you to know that when I'm healed, I do have a rematch, and I'm coming for that championship as soon as I'm able.
And Shinsuke's like, bring it, bitch.
Yeah. And then they shook hands. Joe walked away. Shinsuke celebrated, went up to the top. Then Joe was a dick. Attacked Shinsuke up on the stage, threw him into the ring, threw him into the ring steps, and then threw him on the ring steps with the Uranagi. And then we had a really good segment where we had, all the trainers, we had the EMTs, we had William Regal, we had Corey Graves, all coming down to all make sure that Shinsuke was okay, and ended up taking him away.
On a stretcher.
On a stretcher, which was eventually loaded into an ambulance. At this time, William Regal has made his way to the back. He's looking for Joe, and he catches him just as he's driving away, where Joe yells, "Get better security." And so now things are just falling apart for William Regal as far as Samoa Joe is concerned. He doesn't have good luck.
Security.
Well, he needs the security because things with Samoa Joe suck. Well,
I'm just going to be honest here. Security has done a shit job with the Samoa Joe Shinsuke feud.
It's true. Yeah, they haven't thwarted a lot of the explosiveness that is Samoa Joe. Regal,
good luck.
Start rounding some people up. But our first match of the
night
was Liv Morgan taking on a woman named Rachel Fazio. I don't know who Rachel Fazio is. She was decent. Her and Liv had a
okay match.
It was an okay match. It was short. Liv ends up winning with a roll-through guillotine, which was a cool little move. And then she gets a little too big for her britches and decides that because the women's division has been kind of
cleared out
since Alexa and Nia and everyone's gone up to the main roster, she wants to challenge Asuka.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, who was left on the roster that could have done it are gone.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Sasha, Becky left last year.
Nia, Alexa,
Bayley, Carmella, Dana.
All
the established women.
Yeah. Yep.
Poofed up onto the main roster during the draft.
Yeah. So Liv Morgan's like, hey, there's no one else to take the spotlight, so I'm going to make a name for myself.
Yeah.
But you're going against Asuka.
Girl just did a verbal suicide note on television.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We had Drew Gulak from the Cruiserweight Classic make his way to NXT as he took on Hideo Itami. Very physical match between these two. It was just all about who could hit the other one harder. Because both these guys are very well versed in beating the hell out of people.
Yeah, you see it like in Drew Gulak's demeanor, even like as he makes his entrance.
Yeah, no, walking to the ring.
He like marches to the ring.
Yeah, almost like a soldier.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hideo Itami, like they had a good kind of back and forth for a while.
Chef coat.
His Iron Chef submission machine. Anyway, Tumblr is weird. So Gulak is actually like taking it to Itami.
Well, you don't assume that Gulak is so strong.
No,
because he just, I mean, he does look physically fit, but he's kind of skinny.
Yes,
for lack of a better term. He's not a beefy dude.
Yeah.
But he's way stronger than he would appear.
Yeah. And he showed that by slapping Hideo. And that's what you don't do.
It's kind of like Ant-Man.
No, yeah. Yeah, I can get that. Not as funny, though.
No.
So he slaps Hideo.
Paul Rudd, he is not.
And Hideo's like, motherfucker, please. And then he proceeds to slap, chop, kick, back fist, and drop kick his way all the way to a GTS.
He's going to love his nuts.
What?
You said slap chop. Remember the infomercial for Slap Chop with Vince, the ShamWow guy?
Oh, God.
You're going to love my nuts.
Oh, I had forgotten about that. Thanks for that.
Yep.
Anyway, Hideo Itami picks up the win with the GTS.
Yeah, Drew took a nap.
And then we had the intense tag team of Doug Sessa and Chris Payne as they took on these relatively unknown guys, the Authors of Pain. And in an upset victory, the Authors of Pain...
They like barely skirted out of victory.
It was
so
intense.
It was by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
But they made it.
I feel like they have got a good future. They've got this guy named Paul
Ellering.
Ellering. That was the name.
Yeah, Paul Ellering is known for like managing like some of the most random unknown teams of all time.
Yeah. So I think they got a good future. There's a good chance that they could do something big on NXT.
All of them are bald too.
Yeah. One of them kind of looks like a jacked up D'Lo Brown.
3 bald men. It's the new name of their stable.
Sounds like a show on the CW. We had Ty Dillinger talk about how things haven't been over the course of the last couple months, things haven't looked great for Ty Dillinger.
But do not call him a 9.
Yeah, people are like saying, "Oh, is it? I don't know if he's like a 9 or a 9.5." No, see, he's now had 2 straight wins, not only in Brooklyn but also on NXT television. He's on his way back up, and don't mistake the fact that he is indeed a perfect 10.
He is. Absolutely.
And you're wrong if you think any different.
Yeah. Ty Dillinger is a 10. If you want to know what the exact opposite of that is, look at Titus O'Neil. Fucking 0.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to tell them to look in the mirror. I'm glad you went with Titus O'Neil.
Also look in the mirror. I'm just kidding. Y'all are like 4s.
Jesus. Moving on.
Hey, better than 0s.
True. Moving on to the main event, we had Bobby Roode versus No Way Jose.
This match is glorious.
Bobby Roode, not only did he have that glorious entrance with the platform that dropped down from the heavens, but this time he had a rotating platform.
Yeah, it looks like he was on a hoverboard.
It was
spinning.
Pretty freaking and the lights
it
just
it looks like he was standing on a Roomba.
It did kind of look like standing on a Roomba. He does the whole he spins halfway around, and as they're doing the first glorious bit, and then it spins him back around up until the point where it hits that little breakdown in his music, and then the Titantron comes on, and
it says Roode.
It's glorious. It really is.
The whole match was.
The match was great. The crowd was very split. Like, both of these guys are very entertaining, and Full Sail appreciates that. And they had a hell of a fight. It was good seeing. We know what Bobby Roode is capable of, so it's good to see that the last couple matches that No Way Jose has had, he can keep up with those top stars like Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. So he's making a good name for himself in NXT. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to defeat Bobby Roode, as Bobby would duck the wind-up pitching punch or whatever you want to call it, hit a neck breaker, and then finish No Way Jose off with a Impaler DDT.
Yeah.
So changing up from that
pump handle.
That pump handle slam that he used at Takeover. I think it's a much more devastating finisher. Maybe not to No Way Jose.
Yeah, Jumpy City DDT.
The Jumpy City DDT.
City as in SIT-TEE, not CITY.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not Jumpy City Bitch DDT.
Jumpy City Bitch.
Jumpy
boy.
City Bitch.
All right, now we're going to move on to Lucha Underground, where we had a lot more story than we had matches.
Yeah, it was a lot revolving around Cortez Castro / Officer Reyes and his police work.
Yeah, so here we'll talk about the story stuff before we get into the matches. So we saw what happened after Ultima Lucha Dos. Is that Officer Reyes actually sent the tape of the death of Mr. Cisco to the police, which is
police commissioner,
which is what ultimately led to the arrest of Dario Cueto.
Unfortunately, his little case captain was not pleased.
Yeah, Captain Vasquez did not want that because apparently she was trying to hold things off because of the conversation she had with the government official, saying that you need to be off this case. So she's trying to kind of backpedal a little bit, but Officer Reyes already sends the tape, so Dario gets arrested.
Unfortunately, also she was very much into hey, we needed Dario as leverage or an informant, or he had information we needed, and now he's going to be in jail.
Yeah,
where we can't get to him.
Yeah, so Reyes gets suspended.
Because we start really focusing on one specific word that shows up, and I'm pretty sure every single story portion of this, except for the very end, and that's war.
Yeah.
That this war is coming.
Yeah,
it is, the people versus the gods.
Yeah, it kind of started last season when we saw Aerostar's little backstory. Yeah. And so now everything that they've been talking about is starting to come to fruition. We had another little look back in time where a young girl and her dying father, who are part of one of the Aztec tribes, he's explaining that this medallion that he's giving her, it allows immortality, but only to women, and she needs to make sure that the right side wins the war, because the war is inevitable. It'll happen in 1,000 years, and so you need to be the one to make sure this happens. So when we see that, then we see Captain Vasquez actually has half of this medallion. As she's looking at it, Officer Reyes comes back in. This is post his suspension. He realizes, hey, I want to be on your side. I want to do things the way you want to do it. So here I am. Let's fix this.
Yeah, again, and she uses the phrase, "What side of the war do you want to be on?"
Yeah, and he says,
and he doesn't seem like it's he doesn't think it's fishy at all that she's referring to this as a war.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that if it was me, I'd be like, what war are you talking about?
Yeah.
But so we're not sure if was she the little girl that had the pen at the beginning, or was it Katrina, because we know that Katrina has claimed to be hundreds of years old.
Yeah, and so we'll talk about a match real quick because it's fast. Mil Muertes destroys Argenis.
That was the opener, right? Yeah.
No, that was just before the main event. The opener was Dr. Wagner versus Masquerade Sagrada.
Oh, that also didn't last long.
Yeah. So yeah. We'll do matches. Masquerade Sagrada lost very quickly to Dr. Wagner.
Wagner bomb. Dr. Driver.
Yeah.
Whatever
and then,
it's called.
Mil Muertes destroyed Argenis, And then after the match, Puma attacked Mil Muertes after his talk with Vampiro last week.
Yeah.
But Katrina stopped the fight. She got in the middle of them, and Puma's not one to hit a woman unless, he's being attacked. So he backs off. Muertes kind of fights it a little bit, but ultimately she gets into the back. And so the way we ended it was he is just so upset, and he wants to destroy Puma, but she tells him to wait because
patience is a virtue.
Because she's waited hundreds of years to get what she wants, and she has the other half of the medallion that Captain Vasquez has. So now it's a question of who was originally gifted the medallion, who took the other half from who, and where's this going to lead. Now things are getting even more lopsided because Officer Reyes has now gone to Captain Vasquez's side, but Officer Joey Ryan is trying to align himself with Dario Cueto.
Yep, he's going to be a double agent.
So he's well aware that
if we weren't already aware enough that Joey Ryan was a scumbag.
Yeah, he's aware of the fact that Dario killed Mr. Sisko, but he wants to protect Dario. He wants to give him the information that he's gifted as a police officer. So now it's things are getting strewn about here, and what was originally like, hey, we got to take this guy down, has now become like three different desires as far as that whole situation is concerned. So it's a very interesting storyline that they're building here, and we are coming to this. Eventually, we're going to get to this crossroads that is the war. Yeah.
Humans versus the gods.
Mm-hmm.
And it is making me curious what side Mil Muertes is on. We haven't really got definitive sides from, I think the only person really is Aerostar.
Aerostar and Drago.
Aerostar is obviously on the side of the people.
Yeah. Because
he's one of the ones that is, originally warned about the coming war, and that he has to get ready for the return of the gods.
Yeah, I think
but we're
Dragon Azteca Jr. will be on that side too, because he's had that Aztec tribe mantle dropped down to him from the original Dragon Azteca.
Yeah, and it's just the idea is we're not really sure. We know Katrina has one half of the medallion, but if that was her as a kid in the earlier video, then her and Muertes are on what you would assume to be the good side of this battle.
Yeah,
which is something you wouldn't expect, which then leads to believe maybe, what is her name, Captain Vasquez?
Yeah, Captain Vasquez.
Is actually on the bad side.
Yeah. And it's very interesting to see.
We're getting a little Tarantino-y here.
Yeah, I like it.
Puzzle pieces together.
This is what makes Lucha Underground totally different from everything else, and it's very exciting. So we'll see how this continues to build. I mean, this is only episode 2 of season 3, so we'll see how this ends up building over the course of the season. But our main event, keeping with that theme of war, the weapons of mass destruction match between Killshot and Marty The Moth.
They done murdered each other.
Holy fuck.
It's also hilarious to hear Vampiro say nutsack on commentary.
Oh,
it's the same way I feel like when I watch Chikaratopia, when I hear Dasher Hatfield say the phrase dome piece on commentary.
Dome piece.
He dropped him right on his dome piece.
Well.
It's that sounds funny coming out of your mouth.
These two not only had usual wrestling weapons like tables, ladders, chairs.
Oh my.
The temple itself, but they had this the wartime setup where there were ammo boxes and fake turrets and sandbags,
camouflage nets.
Yeah, it was totally decked out in army base type stuff, and they went to fucking town, and it was non-stop brutality all the way through.
Yeah, it was very early on. Marty gets busted open.
Yeah, he gets bashed in the face with one of the turrets.
Yeah, one of the guns. He pulls it off the track and fucking wails on Marty's head with it.
Yeah, and then it doesn't help that he follows it up with a knee as Marty's face is against the wall where the people are trying to sit, and it just like Melissa Santos gets taken as a hostage, and Matt Striker calls that bullshit.
Yeah, that's right before he grabs the grenades, aka nutsack.
Yeah, that was the funniest part of the fucking match. The whether or not we should call it grenades or nuts. Thank you, Striker and Vampira, for that.
They go back to the ring. We get ladders kind of set up in multiple strategic positions.
Yeah, we've got one that's set up from the ring to the barricade. We get one that's just super tall, ends up getting pulled out the end. We have tables that get set up on the outside. There's just...
Marty takes like a Death Valley driver type move onto the ladder that's outside the ring.
Yeah.
And he hits it like side first on the edge of it and bounces off.
Yeah.
Gnarly looking.
Yeah, it was definitely not a gimmicked ladder. That was...
We have like 2 large plastic storage crates in the ring, and Killshot ends up getting superplexed onto one of these, so both men end up falling onto these things, and that looked pretty painful.
There was the attempt, Marty was trying to go for a power bomb or something through the tables on the outside. He ended up getting like a back suplex onto the apron, so those tables ended up just staying there until Marty threw, like, powerbomb, like, threw Killshot out of the ring through the tables.
That's what we're going to call an awesome bomb.
Yeah.
Because that's very similar to, like, Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka matches.
Definitely.
Hucking them out of the ring.
Yep, especially through tables. And so it all kind of leads to this moment where I think Killshot was the one that pulled out the ladder.
Yeah, Killshot brings in this ginormo ladder.
Yeah.
Each of him and Marty set up a table on opposite sides of the ladder, and they start... Marty puts Killshot on the table that Killshot set up, and he starts climbing up the ladder like he's going to do something. He starts having like a panic attack part way up, which distracts him.
He yells at
the referee.
"You hold this ladder or I will kill you!"
Yeah, and then, so that kind of gives Killshot a little bit of time to recoup. Mm-hmm. He starts climbing up the ladder. They start fighting. Mariposa shows up.
Yeah, this is the first time she's shown up since she got... well, actually, I guess it'd be since the Gift of the Gods championship match.
Yeah. She tries her damnedest to help Marty.
Killshot ain't having it, though.
Killshot kicks her in the face. She falls through the table.
Ass first.
And then he climbs up the ladder, over the edge, grabs the dog tags off of Marty the Moth, rips them off.
Yeah, he's worked Marty about halfway down that side of the ladder.
AKA Marty was scared and decided to go down a few steps.
Yeah, I don't want to be up this high. But
he grabs the dog tags, and then
gives him the gunshot,
and then he scoots his butt off the top of the ladder, feet first onto Marty's chest, all the way down through the table, and sits on his crotch.
Yeah.
And pins Marty.
So yeah,
with like the most intense.
It was about
double stomp move.
An 8-foot double stomp through a table, and the guy fell the whole way.
Yeah.
Fucking gnarly.
If you haven't watched this match, do yourself a favor, find it, watch it. It's fun as fuck.
This is one of those, like, you know, every once in a while Lucha Underground has that one match where you're like, holy shit, I can't believe they did that. This is one of those matches.
Well, this was on the same par as when Sexy Star and Mariposa had their, I don't remember what it was called.
It was the No Mas match.
Yes, their version of the I Quit match.
Yeah. So yeah, if you liked Sexy Star versus Mariposa in the No Mas match,
yeah, if you liked the Steely Dan,
you'll want to check out Marty the Moth versus Killshot. Hell of a match. So, one hell of a match, a whole lot of story build. Only episode 2. We still got a ways to go in season 3. But that is it for the midweek wrap-up. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Click all the links down in the description except for SoundCloud because it won't let me upload this week, so you're only watching this video style.
SoundCloud's being a douche.
So you'll want to stay over here on the YouTubes and you can check out all the videos we're going to post up in the playlist. We've only got one more coming up.
Got one special one this week because it is so special.
One more.
It is the finals, the live 2 hour and 46-minute Cruiserweight Classic special.
Yeah, there was some talking in it. So, but yeah,
spoiler alert.
That'll be our last video over here. But later in the week, you'll want to head over to our other channel, that being Reasonable Wrestling Fans, because you're gonna watch this guy take a shot of something nasty.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
And if you want to see me take a shot from a kendo stick, you can see that over there.
It's already out.
You can also see our Wrestle Crate unboxing videos.
You can see our reaction to the deletion.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get a reaction out of him watching Delete or Decay, because I've already watched it.
I'm contemplating it. Post in the comments if you want to see that.
Yeah, please, just flood the comments with he needs to see Decay or Delete or whatever the fuck it was.
By our standards, that's 2 people.
Yeah, if 2 people comment, we're fucking watching it.
And I didn't agree to that though.
Well, I am. I'm gonna turn it on and I'm gonna make you watch this.
I can just like get up and walk away.
Yeah, why you gotta be such an asshole? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.